on the attack more this half, but here we go.
Good through ball. There goes Edgar. Look at that speed. Look at that speed.
And Edgar able to get there. And now, oh.
It's our ball, our throw in.
Good to throw in from there. Yeah, Edgar already with a pair of goals tonight, which gave him number 19 and number 20 on the season. It's a great milestone to hit.
Yes. And that's something that we talked about. 20 goals in a season is definitely nothing to bat your eye at. That I feel like in district play and as a whole.
Well, you're looking at 26 games total. I think this is the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. No.
Let's say 15,
23. This would be the 25th game of the.
Yeah, I mean he's almost a goal.
Almost a goal per game.
And that's a high rate right there. For
and like you said, even more impressive. I feel like if you were to take one of the most impressive games we've ever heard of, a 6-goal game away from him, still would be at what 13 goals on the season now, or
I think 14 now.
Yeah, 14. 20, so
yeah, I mean,
still looking at over half a goal per game. I mean that's just an incredible season. And what was it, second or third on the team in assists?
Yeah, say he's actually second coming into tonight with 5. And I mean that's one thing that we haven't been fully keeping up with too much is the assists, but I mean, trying to go back through the goals right now and think if he's added on to that tally in the assist column, but so Chapel Hill has a goal kick here. Just had a sub for SS. Number 1, Alexis Passion is back on the pitch.
Almost reaching the 10-minute mark in this half.
Oh, Aubrey trying to get.
Almost got it back too.
All right.
Yeah, this has been a much different half than the first half.
Say a little bit.
Hope this will be a chance right here for Sulphur Springs to kind of slow down, swing the control back in their direction.
So they just, as much as we wanted to say like they were going to still come out firing because of that goal differential, they've had a couple of looks, but at the same time, they like if we don't get it, then they just kind of like, okay, we'll just get the ball back and we'll control it and kind of still try and push it up. So it has opened the door for Chapel Hill to make a little bit of some runs like this one. But I mean, they're still coming up with key stops and turnovers and not allowing Chapel Hill to get too many good looks.
And this might be the first time all night we've seen them have a possession like this. Well,
and that's the thing.
As soon as I mention it,
I say right now, the whole night it's just been. As soon as we start thinking that Chapel Hill is going to do something with it, our defense comes up with.
Which what I was trying to get at is in the past, those looks that they have gotten, it felt like we're kind of in transition. It was going quickly. That was the first time to me it felt like they kind of had gotten
a more like established control of the ball. Mm-hmm. There's Edgar in the deep corner, making some moves, 1-on-3, but just a nice little throw in now. Short throw in. That's a. I was about to say. That was a little slow whistle, but that was definitely a foul right there. All right, let's get this set piece going. And if you notice, like on set pieces, we're not sending as many down there now. Okay, now here they start coming. Here come the numbers now. There's a short little cross. Oh, almost snuck through. Little pass back. That was to tie win. Okay. So you got Ty with the throw in. Okay, oh, come on. Got Alexis down there trying to battle through. He gets through. Good throw in. Okay. Now we get a throw in. Another throw in. Say pace has definitely slowed down so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that little play that they're doing. They just kind of send somebody there. They just set them there. And they just throw it off their back to where then the person throwing it in gets possession for a cross. And so that's honestly pretty smart.
That's very smart, yeah.
When you're in a short corner like that, you don't really have much to do, especially when you aren't throwing the ball in all the way to the center, which now it's worked out because now we have a corner.
Trying to see who that is on the corner.
Good. Oh, that was almost almost a scissor. Okay. Deep shot.
Pulling up from deep.
Field goal's good.
It was good.
Does that count to 3? Yeah, maybe.
Should. While we got a second here, I want to tell you about our friends over at Essential Business Solutions. Your organization's network and IT problems can come out of nowhere. Let Essential Business Solutions do all the IT work for you. From managed IT services, disaster recovery, and backup solutions, new hardware, and other IT services as needed. Give them a call at 903-335-7581. Essential Business Solutions. They make technology accessible.
We just had, I think, 3 or 4 players come in for us. Brian Medina's back in there. Looks like number 6, Jefferson Bonilla, is in there. Is that number 14? Ernesto Alvarez. Speaking of him, he just got the ball. Ooh, that was almost a really good, quick transition off of Chapel Hill's goal kick. Good moves. That's number 12 up. All right, here we go. Through ball. Nope. Okay. Good. Oh. Just offside. Just offside. That was a really good look. And Bonilla comes up with it. Goes back to Matthew. Ernesto there. Got to throw in now. Bonilla throwing it in. Good throw. All right. Oh, you got to get off of him. So that was Alexis. He was kind of draped over him. Got away with one there, in my opinion. Good. Ooh. All right, come on.
Still 6-0. 26 left in the half.
For all the touches and great minutes that Brian Medina had in the first half, I would love to see him
Yeah.
I'd love to see him put one in the back of the net.
Oh, absolutely. And then we're definitely we're already trying to put him in the conversation for Slaughter's Barbecue Player of the Game, but
I think that would definitely,
if he could add a goal to the resume,
push him as one of those that we really got to consider. Look at this cross from him. Oh,
almost,
little low.
Able to
just not
keep possession though.
Just no one there. Oh, good idea from Bonilla right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and they still coming up with it.
Chapel Hill guy lost it, and that was it set down for us.
I definitely think I don't think we've seen our final goal of the night. I think something's going to shake at some point. And again, remember how quickly in the final 10 and a half minutes of that half, they scored 4. So, once you get one in the back of the net, I think you might see multiple. But
I think that's what it is right now. They're kind of happy with their lead, and they know that they have it kind of secured because they're very sound defense. Oh, that was a loose touch. Ooh.
And I will say, for as much as we're talking about goal differential being the big key at this point, as much of that as, you need the goals to do so, you also can't allow any.
Exactly.
I mean, that part of it is equally as important. So,
that's one thing that we did definitely mention before the game that we almost need to. We almost need to win all these games in shutout form. Unfortunately, there is a Chapel Hill player down right now.
Healthcare for my father was the easiest decision. When they asked me who I want Marcy. We have been so pleased with Amethyst. My father has been pleased. My answer to you is call Amethyst. They will be there for you, night, day. They're incredible.
Hi, I'm Marcy with Amethyst Healthcare. Call us today for first-class care in the comfort of your home.
IT problems can make you feel strapped down. Let Essential Business Solutions take care of all your IT needs. Managed IT services, disaster recovery and backup solutions, new hardware, and other IT services as needed. Set up a consultation today.
And we are back from Gerald Prim. We had a quick break in action due to an injury, but 24 minutes and 21 seconds left in this one. Your Wildcats lead 6-0, and it will be Sulphur Springs ball. And maybe this little break in action is what they need to turn the momentum back their way. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Again, it's not like they've lost momentum. I mean, You're still winning 6-0.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when they came out with such fire and aggressive play on the offensive side, especially in the first half, to see, like, they're still pushing and making runs, but so far it hasn't looked like anything like the first half yet.
Right. Which, again, like I was saying a second ago, though, while it was a very dominant half as a whole, outside, 4 of the 6 goals came in the final 10.5 minutes of that half. So
that's true.
Got off to a very quick start. You scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. Then there was a 20-minute gap, then another 10-minute gap, and then 4 goals in a matter of 10.5 minutes. But
because another cross from the corner spot.
This is definitely a team that can score quickly and in bunches.
This is
got to get back.
I see this right here. This is where we got to be
now you do have the numbers again.
Line.
That was good.
There we go.
Very quickly got back. Good
There's
idea,
Matthew
but
Clark.
Matthew Clark read that one really well.
Say a big body defender like that just has to get in the way of the ball, and it's going to be his.
Yeah, Clark's done a great job on the defensive end, and he has a goal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely is another one of those putting themselves in conversation for Slaughter's Barbecue Player of the Game.
There goes Edgar with those magical touches. Oh, that was a good thought.
Yep.
But there was no one to his left. I think if he would have maybe just had like a little bit of a touch off his outside foot to get around the defender, he probably could have been one-on-one with a goalie.
Now, we're also seeing more of those here in the second half. Do you think that has anything to do as a result of not scoring here in this half?
I mean, I definitely can see it. They're looking at
if you have less opportunities, you kind of got to take
less opportunities, so they're feeling like they got to maybe take one a little bit deeper. Makes it a little bit easier for the goalie to judge it and watch it.
And I can also see that being a frustration thing.
Oh, yeah, that too. Like, you're not being able to get inside and make that penetrating move as often as you were in the first half. So they're getting frustrated, so they're going, well, we're just going to send it from deep and hope it sinks by.
And a lot of credit to Chapel Hill for the way they've adjusted and played in the second half.
Mm-hmm. There's Brian Medina right there in the thick of it again.
And I got to point out, which I almost don't even want to say that and it be an announcer's curse, we haven't seen any yellow cards tonight.
Careful.
Right. As soon as I found myself even thinking,
as soon as you say that,
it was too late at that point. Though.
As soon as you say it, Upton's going to get his next yellow card. He's going to have to miss the next game.
If he does, I want to go ahead and put on the record, I am not responsible.
You don't want that Jim Nance announcer curse?
I do not.
Perfect 18 for 18 on the year.
Every time, man. And as a viewer, as soon as they pull up a graphic or anything,
yeah.
you're like, okay,
Oh,
really?
and we're gonna miss it.
I already know how this goes.
I mean, we saw Brett Maher in the playoffs, but I mean, maybe that's just the Cowboys, you know.
Almost at the halfway point in this half.
There goes Brian again. Starting off that was a great idea. Just happened to have a defender right there. That was not offsides goalie. Sorry.
Now, I do ask, as we get closer and closer to the end of this game, we're approaching almost essentially at the midway point in this half. Is there a point where you kind of switch and you go into preservation mode and you say, okay, well, goal differential being the big thing, I'm not as worried now about adding another goal to this as much as I am making sure I secure the shutout?
Honestly, with the way the game's been going, I don't see that.
Not really.
Because we haven't seen Chapel Hill be very dominant with their possessions. They've
Yeah.
had a couple good looks here in the second half, but we've shut it down pretty quickly. So
Yeah, and again, all that's kind of been in transition, and you've done a really good job in this half even getting back.
Oh, yeah.
There were a couple times where I was like, oh, no, they have a look, and before you know it, you've recovered what was a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-2 is a 2-on-4, and they got to slow things down, kick it back out, and now you've got possession again. So
See,
I agree with that.
I think that's just kind of where they're at right now. They know that they can still kind of push and be aggressive because they know Chapel Hill, unfortunately, with just how the game's gone, just the game flow. Oh, here,
And
there's our first yellow.
there's our first one. All I had to do was mention it.
And the great thing was, it was not on a Sulphur Springs
Exactly.
player
So you
or
can't
coach.
blame me for the curse.
No, let's say we're good. We did see our first yellow of the game on a Chapel Hill player. Now, that play was probably straight out of frustration. Nothing going for you all game long. You just got beat again and again. So it's just one of those things. It's the mounting frustrations are probably going to come from the Chapel Hill side. No, yeah, that was definitely offside. That was good by Chapel Hill right there. Sucker them in, make them think they got it, and then just pull the chair. There's Bonilla back to Clark, back to Bonilla again.
Yeah, again, time's starting to
Good.
wind down in this one. 18:35 left.
Getting Yuri involved on that far side over there. Look at that speed from Yuri.
Yuri, another one of those players. We mentioned that at halftime. No goals on the night or anything, but he's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we weren't able to keep up. We have every single goal, and we'll review those again here in a second. We don't have the assists, unfortunately, but yeah, so far tonight, Edgar Salazar leading the team with a pair of goals, number 19 and number 20 on the season, and then Jackson Hare, Alexis Passion, Matthew Clark, and Eric Rodriguez each have one goal apiece.
That was a really good chance right there.
It was.
So the goalie got a little loose with that touch and just almost served it on a silver platter for us, and we just couldn't capitalize.
Now it looks like Jackson Hare, one of the people coming back in. Hard to see who all else until we can get some
I
numbers.
think that's JC Solis.
I think that is JC checking in, and then 24 maybe.
So I'm trying to see who is going out.
Daniel Rodriguez, number 24. Yeah, I wasn't able to check who went out.
Because
Was Edgar one of them?
I think Edgar was, because that's what I was just looking at. I was like, I don't think I see Edgar out there anymore. A little bit of loose touch, but just like that, like a loose touch, and then we're able to shut it down.
Yep. And you can tell Jackson Hare fresh over there.
Mm-hmm. Fresh legs getting in there. All right, there's Jackson.
Good recovery.
Got player down. Yep.
I'll give us a second. I don't know that we'll have to send this one to break necessarily.
No, he's back up.
Yep.
He just got shaken up. There was a little bit of a collision. It might have been like a knee or a thigh or something like that to the head. Mm-hmm. You saw him kind of get up and kind of rub the back of his head. I think it was just a little bit of a brush, but I mean, the refs have to, especially when a player holds their head.
Oh
or
yeah, for
scratches
sure.
their head,
You
they
gotta address that as quickly as possible. If I had to narrow it down to 3 right now, would you agree that the 3 we're considering for Slaughter's Barbecue, in no particular order, would be Edgar Salazar? I kind of want to throw Matthew Clark in there. He has a goal, and he's been very good on defense. And then the 3rd for me would either be Brian Medina or Jackson Hare, one of the freshmen there.
Yeah, I would say.
Speaking of,
Say
Hare passes
Hare
to Medina.
And just again, it's a little freshman duo over there trying to work it on that far side. Brian Medina getting it.
Yeah, again, fighting for it.
I mean, right now, just because of like the sheer minutes, I understand Jackson got the scoring going in the first half. But just the sheer volume of play and key moments and key positions that Medina has been in there, I would possibly give Medina a slight edge as the number 3rd.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Person to consider, and if he sneaks one in the back of the net, I mean,
yeah, I agree with you.
Right now you can definitely have a very valid argument for Edgar. 2 goals.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Doing a lot with the ball all game long. So I think he right now is
probably a slight edge. Yeah,
probably slight edge. But I think if Medina gets
good look.
Oh,
good try.
That was a good look right there. But I think if Medina gets one in the back of the net at some point in this last little 14 and a half, then or if Jackson scores another one. Or if
Jackson gets another one, yeah.
I mean, you can start making some arguments all the way around for several people.
I think so as well. And again, I already mentioned it, but Matthew Clark not only does have a goal, he's had at least 1, if not 2, even saves that could have potentially been goals for Chapel Hill. So that's equally as important as the goal itself, especially in this scenario where goal differential is as important as it is.
I say, just like you said, scoring goals is important, but keeping a clean sheet, keeping that shutout is huge. And Matthew Clark, the big one that brings out to my head is in the first half.
Yeah, down here he
he sent it out for a corner, and we quickly had the ball back.
And I think even in this half, he's had another one where he was able to stop what would have been a potential little break. And there he is again.
Good shield, good shield, and now it's a goal kick.
Just 13:50 left in this one. I would love to see the difference in shots on goal.
Oh. Saying if y'all have me back for another game for soccer, I'm definitely keeping that stat.
Yeah, for sure.
It has to be super lopsided, just like with the possession time that we were talking about earlier. Oh, that was a loose pass back. Ooh.
Yes, sir. She's like in the front office.
All right, so that's our throw in. It looks like JC is throwing it in for us right now. Good throw to the middle. That was to Brian Medina. Jackson's there. Oh, good header.
Try to put himself in that conversation.
Just, it's so hard whenever it's just floating, coming down like that, with no pace on it, to get a good strong header. So, just unfortunately a weak glancing.
Some good hustle and effort there from Kevin Garcia.
Oh, if you throw that into the middle right there, there is no but there it is.
Yep, here we go.
There's JC, just a little bit heavy off that throw in. This is where you could, as I'm saying it, this is where you could get into a situation that, but just like we've been saying all night, it gets shut down very quickly.
How many actual saves have we had to see tonight? Like that one right there, where obviously you would consider that a save.
That one right there, I wouldn't really consider a save because that was more of a cross rather than a shot.
Yeah.
He just kind of cleaned it up. I'd say at most maybe 2.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe 2 or 3. It can't really be more than that, I wouldn't think.
Oh, here goes JC. Come on.
Oh, JC almost had a break.
Oh, there's Brian. Heavy touch. Get it. Oh, see, That's what you mentioned, is that frustration just making like
Just pulling up from deep.
if he would have just been able to control it and kick it out wide and make some moves, then probably could have gotten something a little bit different.
Just 11 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. Again, I want to thank every single one of y'all for hanging out with us here tonight. Just a couple games left in the regular season for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Real quick, we'll get the
after tonight, I think it's only two.
Yes,
more
I believe
games.
it is.
You got Pittsburgh and North Lamar.
Yeah, Friday night you'll be on the road at Pittsburgh, and the next Tuesday night will be senior night against North Lamar, and we'll be back for that one. So y'all can tune in with us again.
That'll be a good game. That one's going to be bittersweet for all these seniors.
Absolutely.
And depending on where goal differential is setting that night, that could be very interesting.
Now, did the Lady Cats finish their season out on the road? I'm looking at Max Preps right now. If this is correct,
I believe I believe so.
It's got Pittsburgh and then North Lamar.
So their district is a little bit different. I mean, you probably heard from some of their parents and things like that too. That where the guys have Mount Pleasant, Chapel Hill, they don't have that. It's only 5 teams, so they have to fill in some non-district games, which is why you saw a game in the middle of their district schedule against Lindale.
Yep, and then there's another one on here against Anna. Yeah.
So that's why they're doing that, to still fill their schedule, because they don't have that much district opponents.
Yeah, and I think they even had to change when their senior night was going to be, didn't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I believe they had that this past Friday night. When on the schedule, I think it said it would be, I don't remember if that was this coming Friday. We got a Husky out here. Look at that.
Say that was this. Unfortunately for them, it was this Friday night when
the boys were playing in the regional tournament
against Faith Family. But I mean, they still had a good crowd for all their senior. That could have been scary.
That almost was scary.
That deflection really scared me for a moment. I thought that might have been redirected into the goal for a second.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw, but Texas A&M Commerce was packed the other night.
Oh yeah, no, it was
packed.
It was packed, but that's what I'm saying. The ladies still had a good crowd to celebrate.
That just shows you how good of fan support Sulphur Springs Athletics has.
That's one thing. Since I've been here, this is my 5th year here in Sulphur Springs, and I have been so. Oh, here comes Jackson.
We go. Jackson Hare
trying to get number 2. Oh, just a little high.
Not a bad idea. It's
It's
just a very tough angle.
That is
to shoot from.
You got a defender bearing down on you. You're from that angle. You're probably 20.
And you're going as quickly as you're going.
Exactly. And he felt like he needed to get it off because you had a defender bearing down on you. Oh, look at these moves. Oh.
Just 8.5 minutes left for someone to solidify themselves as tonight's Slaughter's Barbecue Player of the Game.
So it looks like Medina got subbed out, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to notch it up. It looks like Jackson's getting subbed out right now, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to tie Edgar for goals tonight.
Matthew Clark is still out there. Like we said, Edgar had been subbed out already, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss his.
Yeah, I don't see Yuri out there either.
Yuri's not out there. I think they're starting to get into some of their depth here,
which is a great opportunity for it.
Yes, and it
and we've talked about how deep of a team this is to begin with.
I mean, just looking at the roster here, like
I made the comment to Corey tonight when I was earlier today. I was filling out the roster both in order and everything by number, but also with their stats with it as well. And I looked at him, I was like, I have never seen a roster with this many names on it. It's a very deep roster.
I mean, it's a testament to what you see out here. I mean, you have 11 players on each side, 1 in goal, 10 out on the field, and you just have our bench is just stacked with guys. Whereas Chapel Hill has maybe 3 or 4 subs over there.
Yeah, you're right.
Ours is just stacked with guys.
Still, both teams fighting extremely hard right now. So, from a prediction standpoint, have we seen our final goal of the night?
I think at this point you can probably see us sneak one in on.
A lot of fresh legs out there.
You got some fresh legs out there with some subs. It looks like Medina's looking to come back in now.
Is he? Yeah, you're right.
That's Medina. Oh, he's coming in for Alexis Passion right now.
Yeah, Passion also with a goal tonight.
So what it also looks like, what's happening here is Upton's doing a little bit of like position switches, trying to get some people into some different positions to get some different looks to see what he has for a playoff push.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, this is one of those kind of games where you feel comfortable where your team is playing, how they're playing, that you can kind of move some stuff, but you don't want to get too crazy with it because, like you said, I mean, I hate always going back to the goal differential side of it, but that is such a big part.
Oh, 1,000%.
And you got to be mindful of that still too.
I mean, quite literally a district title on the line here.
Yes, and
that you're fighting for. Great pass.
There we go. Here goes JC. That was clearly a foul right here in midfield. But he's got to be playing.
Almost
advantage.
was able to get it to Medina there.
All right,
Which
come on,
we
JC.
can't.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, with Medina back in there, if he puts one in the back of the net, I mean, I understand Edgar got his 20th goal in the season, so that's a huge accomplishment for him. But just the way that Medina's been able to
Right.
play tonight, it's been fun to watch him
Which
make some of those moves.
what I was going to point out, I mean, we talked about this 100 times, but you can't mention it enough. Such a great time for the overall soccer program here at Sulphur Springs. The Lady Cats having an incredible season. They're definitely set up to make a deep playoff run. The boys equally having an incredible season. They very much could make a deep playoff run themselves. I mean, if you told me both of these teams make it 3-4 rounds deep or even further than that, it's not only like, would I not be surprised if you told me that? I'd almost be more surprised if you told me one of them doesn't go that far. Like,
Yeah.
I think they very much.
Now, I mean, if you talk to Coach Brino or Coach Upton, they're going to tell you the same thing, that the teams that they have are very poised to do that. All roads lead to Salina.
Yeah.
And both the girls and the guys Salina teams they're good.
Yeah.
And our guys have played them twice.
Right.
Our girls have played, I believe the girls have played Salina once this year, right? So they know what they're kind of getting into with Salina. They know what it looks like. So anything can happen on any given day. But at the same time, if you, just like what we saw with us basketball going up against Faith Family, if you want to make a push for state, you got to beat the best at some point. So again, all roads lead to Salina. They're one of the top teams in the state in 4A, and at some point you gotta beat them.
Yeah.
And if you want to make that push, so that's definitely something that they have circled on their playoff brackets, is how it's going to fall depending on what seed that they are, on who they have to go through here.
Here we go.
This is what I was saying. Oh, it was right at the. It was right at the goalie. There's some frustration right there from who was
That's number
that?
24, which is going to be Daniel Rodriguez.
I say, yeah. He's going to be frustrated at that one right there.
Yeah, definitely the best look of the half for sure, and they're just a little over 3 minutes left in this one.
I say we talked, like, you asked if there was going to possibly be a goal. I was like, I think we can sneak one. That might have been that one.
Yeah, that may have been the final chance. We'll see. Just 2:50 left in this one. Wildcats leading 6-0.
Cannot give up a goal right here, guys. There we go.
There you
Okay.
go. Just get that one out of there.
I say we cannot give up a goal. If we allow a goal in the last 2.5 minutes, you might see Upton get a little upset. Even though we still win 6-1, I think he gets I mean, from a coaching aspect of it, from a coaching side of it, I know I would be a little. Yeah,
for sure. Because I mean,
upset.
that's as much as we keep hammering at home. I mean, you know that every single one of those players are well aware of the goal differential and everything as well.
Oh, I have Jackson Harris and Brian Medina in class, and I was talking to them about the game tonight. They're like, yeah, we need to win, and we need to win a shutout because we're 3 goals down.
Right.
It is on their mind all the time.
Yeah, very much curious. I'm sure everyone's going to be refreshing max preps as quickly as possible after this game to see where that leaves things.
Oh, here we go. Here's another opportunity. Come on, Brian. Okay.
Just 1:35 left. And it's funny because we usually in a 6-0 game, you would probably go ahead and name your player of the game and stuff. We really kind of have to see how this one plays out
Yeah.
for the final couple minutes.
Looks like maybe a little bit of a cramp.
Yeah, we do have a player down. Clock still running at the moment. I mean, we'll see.
If I had to guess, it's. I'm looking at the lights and seeing what looks like a little bit of fog out there. So I'm guessing the humidity is pretty up.
Yeah, I would think so.
And with how much that they're running and being aggressive.
And very well the
and
warmest
pushing,
night of the year for them this season.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a leg cramp happened right now.
Okay, Jeremy, just 50 seconds on the clock. I think we can go ahead and start having this conversation.
Yeah.
I am going to – I think you can't – for me anyway, I don't know that I can not give it to Edgar
I agree.
Salazar.
I say as we're looking at this, there's not enough time for, in my opinion, I don't think anybody else can really do anything to take
For
it
the
away from
record,
him.
Brian Medina had an incredible game.
Yes.
Matthew Clark had an incredible game. I don't know why my voice cracked that way, but
I say
both
Jackson
had incredible
Hare.
games. Jackson Hare, Yuri Santa Cruz.
This was a fun team game to watch, but like you said, I can't see it going to anybody but Edgar.
Yeah, Edgar Salazar with a pair of goals, and that puts him all the way up to 20 goals on the season. Came into the night with 18. He got number 19 and number 20. An incredible milestone to hit still with a couple regular season games left and the playoffs on the way. By a final score of 6-0, your Sulphur Springs Wildcats get right back into the win column. That is district win number 9. So there will be 9-1 in district and 16-8-1 on the season for their record. Obviously, like we said already, 2 games left. They'll be in Pittsburgh Friday night, and then next Tuesday night, 1 week from now, against North Lamar. It'll be senior night. You can find that right here on Chad's Media and Front Porch News. Jeremy, real quick, let's go ahead one more time. We'll go through the goals. Edgar Salazar led the way with a pair of goals tonight. He has number 19 and number 20. Jackson Hare got his 3rd goal of the season. Alex Passion got his 6th goal of the season. Matthew Clark with his 3rd, and then Eric Rodriguez with his 2nd. Jeremy, anything else you want to get to before we get out of here, man?
No, I say this was a great game to watch and see that they were able to pull it out. We talked about it that they were going to come out firing on all cylinders, and they did that in the first half. They set the tone to where they could kind of take it easy in the second half. They had a couple opportunities where they could have scored, just didn't quite capitalize on them. But this was a game that they needed.
Yes.
This was a perfect bounce back, a 6-0 clean sheet shutout win in district.
Yep.
To hopefully, depending on what Paris does tonight against LE, maybe hopefully close the gap a little bit.
Yep, maybe so. Again, thank every single one of y'all for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you to Jeremy Delorge for hanging out with us. On behalf of everyone here at Chad's Media, our EP, Corey Hankins, I'm Tyler Lennon. We will see y'all next Tuesday night for senior night.